These are dinosaur prints that scientists say are more than 100 million years old.
Human remains that were found at the bottom of this lake on the mountain.
Exploring the depths of the world's waters can be a journey into the unknown. From items lost at sea to the remnants of forgotten civilizations, our planet's aquatic realms hold a treasure trove of mysteries waiting to be unearthed. In the process of draining these bodies of water, we have stumbled upon some of the most baffling and astonishing discoveries. Join us as we dive into the 20 most bizarre findings found in drained water, revealing the hidden secrets and peculiar artifacts that lie beneath the surface. Number 20. The Mystery of ROOPKUND Lake. In 1942, a British guard stumbled upon a chilling discovery in ROOPKUND, India. At first glance, it appeared to be a frozen lake brimming with skeletons. As the summer heat thawed the ice, more skeletal remains emerged, scattered around the lake's edge. Initially, during wartime, it was assumed these were the bodies of enemy soldiers attempting to infiltrate India. However, further investigation revealed that these remains were not fresh. They seemed quite ancient. The mystery deepened. Fast forward to 2004, an expedition to the site shed new light on the enigma. Radiocarbon dating placed the bodies around 850 AD, and they could be divided into two distinct groups, a tribe or family and a group of locals. Artifacts found alongside the skeletons suggested they were a party guided through the valley by locals. What united them was a common cause of death blunt force trauma to the head, likely from large objects striking from above. The plot took a more intriguing turn when an ancient folk song was uncovered, describing a vengeful goddess angered by outsiders damaging her mountains, who unleashed enormous hailstones as hard as iron upon them. It was deduced that these unfortunate souls had been trapped in the valley during a horrific hailstorm, where hailstones as large as 9 inches in circumference offered them no shelter, leading to their tragic demise. Truly, a terrifying tale from the past. Number 19. A bridge from the Ming Dynasty. Nestled in a southeastern province of China, Fairy Lake exudes an aura of enchantment. However, it wasn't just the natural beauty of this lake that captivated attention. It was the hidden marvel lying beneath its waters. In the autumn of 2020, as the waters of this picturesque lake gradually receded, an extraordinary structure began to emerge, as if awakening from a deep slumber. It was a bridge stretching an impressive 384 meters in length and standing at a substantial 7.68 meters in width. It was a remarkable stone arch bridge. What truly set it apart were its 11 grand arches, which added to its imposing presence. However, like many remarkable structures in the path of progress, this bridge met its fate with the march of civil engineering. In the vicinity, a dam was constructed, intended to harness the power of water to serve the needs of local farmlands and communities. While the dam brought prosperity, it also meant submerging this engineering marvel beneath the lake's surface. The year 1958 marked a significant turning point when this bridge, along with numerous others, found itself underwater due to these extensive engineering projects that reshaped the landscape. It became a hidden relic, concealed beneath the tranquil waters of Fairy Lake, patiently awaiting its moment of resurgence. As time passed, this submerged treasure continued to be shrouded in obscurity, occasionally making a brief appearance during the dry seasons. However, it was in years of exceptionally low rainfall that it truly came into prominence, casting a mesmerizing spell on all who laid eyes on it. Number 18. MATANI Empire's Lost City. The Fertile Crescent, located between the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, has long been hailed as the cradle of civilization. These rivers, more than just waterways, were the lifeblood of bustling trade routes, thriving cities, and flourishing agriculture. The ancient world left its mark here, and the remnants of Mesopotamian cultures still stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era, scattered across modern-day Iraq, Iran, and other eastern lands. Yet the summer of 2022 brought an unprecedented challenge to this region, a challenge echoing the global trend of diminishing rainfall and soaring temperatures fueled by climate change. As temperatures rose and rainfall dwindled, the water levels in these once mighty rivers, especially the Tigris, plummeted to levels never seen before. Amidst this parched landscape, a revelation emerged. A 3,400-year-old palatial complex from the MATANI Empire, a Bronze Age civilization that once held dominion in northern Mesopotamia from 1500 to 1360 BCE. This complex, preserved by the river's watery embrace for millennia, had been hidden beneath the waters. As the waters receded, archaeologists seized this golden opportunity. They carefully ventured into the ancient ruins, meticulously uncovering the remnants of walls and towers that once formed formidable fortifications. Despite decades submerged, these ruins remained remarkably well preserved, a testament to the resilience of ancient craftsmanship. Number 17. A World War II bomb in the Po. One of the casualties of the blistering summer of 2022 was Italy's famed River Po, a watercourse spanning an impressive 400 miles and deeply ingrained in the fabric of the nation's history and culture. Beyond its vital role as a life-giving source of fresh water, the River Po holds immense significance for the region. It has long been a symbol of sustenance, fostering the growth of communities and the flourishing of agriculture. However, the relentless heat and scarcity of water during that fateful summer exacted a heavy toll. Chronic water shortages and failed harvests loomed large, casting a shadow over the landscape. As the river's waters receded to levels rarely witnessed, a remarkable transformation took place. Vast stretches of this once mighty riverbed lay exposed, shedding light on long-buried treasures of the past. Amidst these revelations, a relic from a bygone era emerged, a relic with the power to evoke memories of a world engulfed in turmoil. It was the discovery of a World War II unexploded bomb, hidden for decades beneath the river's surface, that sent shockwaves through the community. Fishermen, casting their nets near the village of Borgo Vergilio in Lombardia, stumbled upon this ominous artifact of a bygone conflict. The unearthing of such a potentially lethal remnant from history was a cause for immediate concern. In response to this unexpected and perilous find, the safety of 3,000 local residents became paramount. Authorities swiftly orchestrated their evacuation, ensuring their well-being in the face of potential danger. The next steps were taken with precision and caution as experts embarked on the delicate task of safely removing the unexploded bomb. With the utmost care, they carried out a controlled explosion, rendering the relic harmless and safeguarding the community from a latent threat. Number 16. Dinosaur tracks in Texas. The Lone Star State endured relentless heat waves and a parching drought during that searing summer of 2022, bringing about a myriad of challenges for its residents. Among those profoundly affected were cattle ranchers, who grappled with the adverse consequences of such harsh weather conditions. Yet amidst the arid expanses and receding waters that mirrored the parched climate, a remarkable discovery emerged, like a beacon of ancient wonder amidst the contemporary challenges. This revelation unfolded in the hallowed grounds of the Dinosaur Valley State Park, nestled in the picturesque town of Glen Rose, Texas. What surfaced from beneath the receding waters were echoes from a bygone era, fossilized imprints that told the tale of creatures that once walked the earth. These were none other than dinosaur tracks, ancient footprints etched into the very fabric of time, estimated to be around a staggering 113 million years old. They bore witness to the presence of colossal beings that once roamed this land, a dinosaur towering at a majestic 15 feet in height and weighing a colossal 7 tons. The significance of these tracks extended beyond mere curiosity or scientific intrigue. They provided a tangible connection to a distant past when these colossal reptiles ruled the earth. Each footprint was a testament to their existence, a record etched into the geological archives, a glimpse into a world that time had buried but had not entirely forgotten. One might wonder why these tracks had remained intact, defying the relentless march of millennia. The answer lay in the water that usually concealed them, acting as a natural preservative, shielding them from the ravages of time and the elements. As the summer's grip loosened and the rains returned to nourish the arid land, these ancient footprints once more found themselves submerged, safeguarded for the future, and preserved as a testament to the magnificent creatures that once roamed this very terrain. Number 15. Old Sword in Swedish Lake. Once again, a drought-induced drop in water levels, emblematic of the global warming trend, led to the unearthing of intriguing relics, and this time, the stage was set in Sweden. An 8-year-old girl, while paddling in the waters of a lake, stumbled upon a peculiar object. Initially dismissing it as a mere stick, her curiosity prevailed, and she realized it was something far more remarkable. Excitedly, she called out to her father, proclaiming that she had discovered a sword, an announcement that would undoubtedly delight any parent. The young explorer handed over her find to experts knowledgeable in such matters, who estimated its age at an astonishing 1,500 years. This revelation has ignited a fervent search for additional ancient artifacts lurking beneath the lake's surface, unveiling captivating glimpses into the distant past. Number 14. Mysterious tunnel in the Euphrates. The Euphrates River, originating in modern-day Turkey and meandering through Iraq and Syria before emptying into the Persian Gulf, holds the distinction of being the longest river in the region. Its historical significance extends back to the Bronze Age, contributing significantly to the development of Iraq, Syria, Iran, and other neighboring nations. The river is entwined with numerous legends and stories, including the prophecy of its drying up signifying the end of times, which some attribute to climate change, evidenced by the widespread droughts experienced worldwide during the summer of 2022. Speaking of drought-induced discoveries, there have been claims of a tunnel beneath the Euphrates, supposedly built between 2180 and 2160 BCE, connecting Babylon and Mesopotamia. While evidence for this tunnel's existence remains scant, it continues to intrigue those who would like to believe they've found it, though skepticism is advised due to the limited and unverified nature of the reports. Number 13. Hunger Stones. In 1616, an ominous inscription was carved into a stone near the river Elbe, bearing the somber message, "If you see this, weep." This cryptic message conceals a profound warning, as it is one of many hunger stones scattered throughout the Czech Republic. These hunger stones have come to the forefront in recent years due to increasing droughts that have caused the river levels to plummet to dangerously low levels. The purpose of these stones is to serve as harbingers of doom, signaling that when they become visible, the river is in a dire state of depletion, foreshadowing famine and failed harvests that will leave the people hungry. While these messages from our ancestors may not be uplifting, they do serve as a stark reminder of the importance of paying heed to environmental changes and their potential consequences. Number 12. HYRUM Reservoir Graveyard. In 2021, the HYRUM Reservoir in Utah underwent a startling transformation as its water levels receded at an alarming rate, unveiling a curious historical relic lurking beneath its surface. Back in the day, people had some rather unconventional ideas, well, more than a few, as history shows. Among these eccentric schemes, one particularly baffling plan involved the disposal of numerous old cars into the reservoir during the 1950s, with the purported goal of fortifying the shoreline. Now, when one submerges a vintage automobile into a body of water, it tends to release all its undesirable and potentially toxic remnants into the aquatic environment, causing rust and hardly contributing to the overall health of the water. Nevertheless, in the 1950s, a group of officials believed they could address two issues with one stone, or in this case, several cars, by simultaneously dealing with the challenges of waste management and shoreline stability at the reservoir. However, this endeavor resulted in an environmental conundrum. Present-day local authorities have wisely stated that such a technique is unlikely to be employed again. Number 11. Roman Ghost Village. The scorching heat wave and subsequent drought that swept across Europe during the summer of 2022 unveiled a treasure trove of discoveries concealed beneath the receding waters. Among these remarkable finds is an ancient town submerged by a reservoir in the northwest of Spain, known as the Aquas Carquenae Roman military camp. This extraordinary archaeological site is believed to date back to around 75 AD, during the height of the Roman Empire. Situated in Galicia, approximately 330 miles from Madrid, The camp once housed around 600 soldiers, complete with army barracks, a hospital, thermal baths, and a temple. However, it had long been abandoned before the Lima River inundated the area. Incredibly, drone footage captured during the period of low water levels provides a breathtaking aerial view of the extensive camp, a perspective that had remained hidden since the dam's construction in 1949. Number 10. Nazi warships along the Danube. The extensive drought that gripped Europe throughout the summer of 2022 unveiled more than just dry landscapes. It also exposed hidden secrets beneath the waters. Among these discoveries were a group of Nazi warships from World War II resting at the bottom of the river Danube in Serbia. These vessels, left behind in 1944 as the Black Sea Fleet retreated in the face of advancing Soviet armed forces, came to light due to the river's extremely low water levels. The 2022 droughts revealed around 20 of these massive shipwrecks, believed to still contain tons of explosives and ammunition. Not only is this a potential hazard in a river frequented by people, but it also poses risks to shipping traffic in the area. The sunken warships can create bottlenecks, making navigation difficult and accidents more likely. The estimated cost of salvaging operations to remove the hazardous materials and salvage the wrecks is approximately $30 million. Number 9. Qianyan Bridge. Poyang Lake, China's largest freshwater lake, has experienced significant drying due to ongoing droughts in recent years, leading to concerns about water supply in the region. However, as has been the case with many drying lakes, this situation has unveiled hidden historical treasures. One notable discovery is the renowned Ming Dynasty Bridge, known as a bridge that I can't pronounce, due to its complex name. This impressive granite bridge, constructed in 1631, spans over 9,000 feet in length. Normally, it remains submerged beneath the vast lake. However, with the lake now completely dried up, the lake bed has become visible, revealing the remarkable bridge and allowing people to even drive vehicles across the exposed area. Number 8. Ancient Piers of NERO'S Bridge. During the scorching summer of 2022, another relic from the ancient Roman era resurfaced as water levels plummeted, and this time it was right in the heart of Rome itself. The structure in question is the Bridge of Nero, believed to have been built during the reign of Emperor Nero, which is generally dated between AD 54 and AD 68. While the exact origins of the bridge are not entirely certain, it is commonly attributed to Nero and bears his name. Nero had a penchant for grandiose construction projects, and despite his controversial reign, he left behind a legacy of monumental structures. Nero's rule was marked by successes in foreign battles, lavish building endeavors, and a reputation for neglecting political matters in favor of personal interests, such as chariot races and music. His tumultuous reign included acts of violence, including the murder of his own mother and at least one of his wives, and it ultimately culminated in his own suicide following a declaration as a public enemy by the Roman Senate. Number 7. Island discovery in the Yangtze. We journey to China, where the water levels in the Yangtze River receded dramatically in 2022, unveiling an island that had long remained submerged beneath its depths. Nestled on this island were 3 ancient Buddhist statues, hidden from view for generations. The island, known as Foiling, is believed to have been in use during both the Ming and Qing dynasties, and the 3 statues are estimated to be approximately 600 years old. Among them is a serene monk seated atop a pedestal crafted from a lotus. This extraordinary revelation occurred during a period when the region experienced a significant drop in rainfall, with at least a 45% reduction compared to the usual seasonal average. The Yangtze River, a colossal waterway spanning 3,900 miles across China and into the East China Sea, was deeply affected. The 2022 drought led to the drying up of at least 66 different rivers in the region, exacerbating the challenges faced by local communities. Crop failures, difficulties in providing food and water to livestock, and domestic water shortages are some of the severe consequences of such extreme conditions. This pattern serves as a stark reminder of the growing impact of climate change on our world. Number 6. Spanish Stonehenge. In yet another corner of the world, amidst a different drought, a lake in Cacaras, Spain, has exposed an intriguing sight that some have likened to the Spanish Stonehenge. While these standing stones may not possess the same imposing grandeur as Stonehenge, they exude an air of mystery. Known as the Dolmen of Guadalperal, these megalithic stones are believed to date back to around 5000 BC. Their existence was initially discovered in 1923, but they have only resurfaced 4 times since the lake in which they reside was flooded in 1963. This flooding was part of a modernization effort that, regrettably, disregarded the preservation of ancient monuments and historically significant sites. Remarkably, there are many more hidden treasures submerged in reservoirs and dams across Spain, casualties of a period when these bodies of water played a vital role in supplying water and electricity to previously underserved areas. Unfortunately, this progress came at the cost of the region's rich heritage. Now, it's time for today's subscriber's pick. When authorities drained this 200-year-old canal, what they found at the bottom was extraordinary. It was like an underwater treasure hunt, only instead of gold and jewels, they found heaps upon heaps of wine bottles. I mean, come on, this is France. Where else would you expect to find a wine cellar at the bottom of a canal? Now, you might be wondering, why on earth would anyone want to drain and clean this canal? Well, they do it about once every decade or so, and it's quite the ordeal. Imagine emptying a whopping 90,000 cubic meters of water into a nearby river. That's no small feat. It takes a full 3 months of hard, dirty work, and it costs a pretty penny, too, running into the millions of euros. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. The Wat Nong Bao Yai Buddhist Temple. In 2019, a reservoir in central Thailand faced an unprecedented water crisis, with its levels plummeting to a mere 3% of its total capacity, marking a record low. This extraordinary circumstance had an unintended consequence. It unveiled a submerged Buddhist temple that had been hidden beneath the waters for approximately 2 decades, ever since the area was dammed and flooded. The temple's emergence piqued the curiosity of numerous tourists and Buddhist monks alike. Despite the eerie sight of the temple shrouded in deceased fish, hundreds of people ventured through its dilapidated remains to observe and offer prayers to a remarkable 13-foot-tall, albeit headless, Buddha statue. They adorned it with flowers, paying their respects. It's worth noting that the dam typically serves the vital purpose of irrigating more than 1.3 million acres of farmland, so this drought had far-reaching and adverse effects on the local communities, even as they embraced the opportunity to visit the exposed temple. Number 4. Mississippi River. Low water levels reveal sunken casino riverboat. As the once mighty Mississippi River dwindled to a mere trickle from its former grandeur, a series of lost treasures and curiosities have resurfaced. Among the most recent discoveries is the wreckage of the Diamond Lady, an old casino boat that embarked on its maiden voyage in the early 1990s. This vessel served as a floating casino for several years, but was retired around 1999 to make way for a larger ship. The Diamond Lady was relocated to Riverside Park Marina, but the harshness of winter storms eventually took their toll, causing the riverboat to sink into the mighty Mississippi in 2021. With the fluctuating water levels, renewed interest has arisen in the Diamond Lady, and tourists have braved the muddy banks to pay their respects to this once glittering lady of chance. As the water levels continue their unpredictable dance, one can only wonder what other secrets lie in the murky depths of the Mississippi River. Number 3. Lake Mead. In year 2022, we found ourselves on the shores of Lake Mead in Nevada, and the sight that greeted us was far from pleasant. As the water levels receded dramatically, they unveiled several discoveries that many would have preferred to remain hidden. Among these findings, there was a sunken vessel dating back to the Second World War, and even more unsettling, multiple sets of human remains. Yes, you read that correctly, human remains. One of the bodies was discovered inside a barrel, leading many to speculate that it might be connected to a mob-related incident. As the water levels reached their lowest point since 1937, the officials tasked with handling these grim findings braced themselves for more bodies, and the possibility of other unsettling discoveries. While there were a few false alarms, such as a couple of prop skeletons and some animal bones, the area's association with organized crime heightened the anticipation of finding further links to these activities. Quite the intriguing turn of events, to say the least. Number 2, Iraqi treasures. Losing an entire city might sound like a rare occurrence, but it actually happens more frequently than you might think, with many cities ending up submerged beneath several feet of water. Such is the case with the recent surprise discovery of a 3,400-year-old ancient city in Iraq. This city had remained hidden beneath the waters for decades, concealed by a reservoir that eventually reached record low levels due to a severe drought. As the waters receded, archaeologists seized the opportunity to access the site and initiate the process of uncovering and meticulously mapping out the entire ancient city. This remarkable discovery has provided archaeologists with fresh insights into the MATANI Empire era, a dominant period during the Bronze Age in Iraq. Additionally, it has contributed valuable information that aids in understanding other archaeological sites in the vicinity, such as the recent revelation of a 5,000-year-old site at HYRUM. It's astonishing how the forces of nature, in this case, a prolonged drought, can unveil hidden treasures and offer a glimpse into ancient civilizations that were once buried beneath the waves. Number 1. Old Mexican Church. Located within a reservoir in the Chiapas state of Mexico, a 16th-century church periodically emerges when water levels drop to exceptionally low levels. This church, now in ruins, spends most of its existence submerged in the vast body of water, so its reappearance is quite a spectacle. Known as the Temple of Santiago, or somewhat intriguingly, the Temple of Question, depending on who you ask, this historic structure was constructed way back in the 16th century, most likely by Spanish colonists. However, since 1966, it has been submerged beneath nearly 100 feet of water. This church boasts impressive dimensions, measuring 183 feet in length, 42 feet in width, and featuring a bell tower that soars to a height of 48 feet. Initially built due to a population surge in 1564, the church's fate took a somber turn in 1773 when a plague swept through the area, leading to its abandonment. Since 1966, this extraordinary church has re-emerged periodically, notably in 2002 and then again in 2015, during episodes when water levels recede to a point where people can venture out to visit it. Given the increasing prevalence of droughts, it's entirely possible that this submerged treasure may become a more regular sight on the landscape in the future. These remarkable findings offer us a window into the past, but our present well-being remains paramount. Share your thoughts on these fascinating discoveries in the comments section below. Which one intrigued you the most? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.